Welcome to our new topic, that is demand schedule. Before we learn that, we must know what are the different forms of presentation of data. Generally, there are three methods are used for the presentation of data, that is as shown in the diagram. Our data, it may be in statistics or it may be in economics or in any topic or any subject. Generally the data are presented in three forms, that is textual form, which is our textbook or definition or notebooks, etc. The second one is our tabular form, where data are presented in the form of table or schedules. The third one is our graphical form, where data are presented by the way of curve or graph or chart. So before we learn the demand schedule, we must know the various forms of presentation of data. So as shown in our diagram, the data in the economics generally presented in three ways. First one is textual form, that means we should know the definitions or our textbooks or our notebooks. In case of tabular form, we present our data in a table or schedule form, whereas in graphical form we present our data by using graph papers, that is in the form of curve or in the form of chart or graph. So now come to our main topic, that is demand schedule. So let's start demand schedule. The demand schedule. Demand schedule means the schedule that shows tabular relationship between price and quantity demanded of a commodity at a given period of time is called demand schedule. That means when we present the relationship between price and quantity demanded in a schedule or in a table form, that is called demand schedule. Generally it is classified into two types. First one is individual demand schedule and second one is our market demand schedule. So let's know the meaning of individual demand schedule. That means the schedule that shows tabular relationship between price and quantity demanded of a commodity by an individual consumer at a given time is called individual demand schedule. That means a particular individual or a particular consumer that should demand different quantities of a commodity at different prices when it is presented in a schedule or table form, that is called individual demand schedule. That means let the price of X and quantity demanded by a consumer A. Suppose the price of the commodity or price of the product X is 4. At that time, consumer A demands 10 units. When the price is reduced to 3, the consumer A demands X for 15 units, and similarly when the price decreases to 2, Mr. A or the consumer A may demand 20 units. When the prices of commodity X and quantity demanded by consumer A of that product X is presented in a table or schedule form, that is called individual demand schedule. Similarly, the meaning of market demand schedule, it means the schedule that shows tabular relationship between price and quantity demanded of a commodity by all the consumers of a market at a given time is called market demand schedule. So first compare the definition of individual demand schedule and market demand schedule. Here all the definitions are same, but the definitions of both individual demand schedule and market demand schedule are alike. Only in case of individual demand schedule, we use here an individual consumer, whereas in case of market demand schedule, all these are same. Only we should use all the consumers in the place of individual consumer in order to know the definition of market demand schedule. Similarly, we can present it in a tabular form by taking an example. Suppose the price of X is given and quantity demanded by A, that is 10, 15 and 20. Suppose there is another consumer, that is B. He may demand at price 4, suppose it demands 8 units. When the price is 3, it demands 12 units, and when the price of X is 2, B demands suppose 15 units. Similarly, take the example of another consumer which may present in the market, that is consumer C's demand should be, when price is 4, suppose consumer C demands 12 units. When it is price 3, consumer C may demand 15 units, or when the price decreases to 2, consumer C may demand 20 units. When we total the demand of all the consumers at a different price, that is called market demand. So our market demand should be when the price of the X is 4, quantity demanded by A, B and C, that is A demands 10 unit, B demands 8 unit and C demands 12 units. So the market demand when 4 is the price of product X is our 30 units. Similarly, when the price is 3, the demand of the market is 15 plus 12 plus 15, that is 42 units. And again, when the price is 2, the demand of the market is the total demand of 3 consumers, that is consumer A, consumer B and consumer C, that is 55 units. So only the difference between individual demand schedule and market demand schedule is individual demand schedule shows the relationship between price and quantity demanded by a particular consumer, whereas when we show the market demand schedule, that means it shows the relationship of price of a commodity and the quantity demanded by all the consumers in the market. That means the sum total of quantity demand of all the consumers are shown in the market demand schedule. So it is all about the individual demand schedule and market demand schedule. Thank you.